Hello, I'm Gary Quinn, and welcome to another episode of Ready, Set, Live. I believe that when we're young and we set our intention, we can create our dreams. My next guest is an international model. He's a fashion designer. His name is Marco Castelli. Welcome, Marco, to the show.
Hello, guys. Nice to meet you. My name is Marco. As Gary, thank you for the introduction. I'm from Italy and I live in Milano. I'm a modeling, also designer. So thank you for having me here.
Yes. Marco, I think, when we're children, we have this intention growing up of wanting to do something. Did you find when you were a young boy dreaming of something in fashion, or what was your inspiration when you were younger?
Well, I always were loving fashion in general, art, and be creative. I remember when I was only 8, I was asking my mom to just make for me a special pants and ask her to draw on the pants and then to make a special stitch. She was impressive. I always have this kind of mm, attention into details, to creativity, to events, to travel actually. And then in the end, fashion coming up. But to be honest, not. I don't was thinking, okay, I want to be a model. Modeling was just an opportunity, okay, because a talent scout he just stopped me during my work, asked me if I want to do a show for a brand. In that moment, I was not really sure, but then it was a good opportunity to start. So my mother said, "Okay, Marco, try it, and then you can go ahead with your creativity."
Did it
So and
feel, when you were discovered, did it feel strange all of a sudden, being in front of cameras and walking the catwalk and fashion? Was it because sometimes if you're not trained, you say, "Ooh," I mean, did it feel natural or did it feel like something you got better at?
well, let's say that for me, mentally was strange. But then when I was in the show, in the catwalk, for me it was super normal, and I was feel like home actually.
Um, I know that you started to design the fashion line that you have, which is the Marco collection, Marco Castelli collection. What was the first inspiration? Was it the jackets, or was it the just the vision of you wanted to create something? Because I love your jackets; they're very fashionable, but they're also very sportive, but they also feel good.
Yes, actually, yeah, I was always focusing on jackets and coats. Since I was little, I was always like, this special details. For example, I'm very into the bicolor. If you saw the two color jackets, then I really inspired about nature, music. The nature because if you see before you show up one jacket that the revers have a thunder, okay, that is a thunderstorm, and from thunderstorm I made the river. And also another thing I aspiring from is faces, art, and beauty in general. And yeah, I started actually 5 years ago, only because actually I was very myself bespoke. And I remember that a lot of people, like not a lot of people, but then, when I was traveling, people asking me, "Oh wow, I love your coat, I love your jacket," and I was wow, like people like it, and also of course working with the big brands like Fendi, Chanel improved like also my own taste, and I am always discover like new inspiration because for example Karl Lagerfeld was totally one of my big inspiration, to be honest.
Did you find, Marco, that one designer inspired you more, or was there something more of you creating that yourself that you felt this was my creation, or a mixture?
Actually, to be honest with you, Gary, I think it was really all in my imagination. As I mentioned before, of course, I was like, I'm lucky to work with a genius on fashion, but when I try to do a piece, I never look others, because even if I work with, I don't know, McQueen or Chanel or whatever, or Fendi, they are, I feel like they have one idea of fashion. They go too much watching everyone. My goal is always to focus on myself, watch the nature, and see what is can be unique. So that's how I start, because I always wanted to have something like you look and say, "Oh wow, it's unique." I mean, for me, of course, then people can like, people cannot like, but to me, it's unique. So just the way to be unique in a situation, in an event or whatever.
You know, with the current market of celebrityism, how do you not compromise your soul? Because a lot of people in the fashion business, they compromise their soul, but I know that you're a very spiritual man and that keeps you grounded. What is it about the spiritual part of you that is so important, or how did you start your spiritual quest?
Well, I think spirituality is very important. I think it's part of ourselves. The first thing for me in my life is to be unbalanced. To be a celebrity, to be on con event, to go to the gala, to do a fashion shows or campaigns are just, I can say for me, it's just a work. It's just a way to um, I mean, just a way to show, okay, the person that is solely image, okay. But in the end, when I start to talk to people, the I always looking for spirituality. So that's what inspired me more. I need to connect to someone or to a person and to talk and to open myself. I really think without um, spirituality, or I can say with this our deepness, the world will be very for me superficial. I don't know how to say, no,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
superficiale.
mm-hmm.
And I need to go deep. I need to talk. I need to see more, because otherwise I will not be interested to be with someone. So as sometimes I'm telling you, it's not easy. It's not easy, especially when you go to some gala or to some event or some show. Every Most of people are more focusing on okay, I'm here now, I'm the best, and blah blah, but people are not going so deep. And I think this is danger too, because at some point you realize that if you are not staying spirit with your soul in the spirituality, it can be in the end something that you can get lost. And I think this is my luck, because without my own meditation, without my own let's say spirituality, um, I mean, I will not be as balanced how I'm trying to be on these years. And also, I think it's helped me a lot with my career, with my work.
Yeah. And I think, Marco, a lot of people, they think spirituality is a religion, but I think it is a balance, or it is clear thinking of clarity in your life. And sometimes when you bring that into your life more, whether you're in a hectic business or a superficial business, you need to hold on to that as your anchor in life. Um, and I know in the fashion business, sometimes that can be just like the entertainment business. It's very superficial, you know?
Yes, exactly. So I'm totally agree with you. And as you say, it's very, very important. Number one, because I think if you are focused on something and you have a faith and you know how to, can say, like, work into yourself, discover more about your past lives. For example, I remember when we had our first meeting. For me, it was amazing. I was barely crying after. It was amazing because I realized a lot of things, and for me it was an amazing experience to know you and to know that in this life we actually can connect to people like you. And that's the most wonderful thing, I think, because we can always improve ourselves and get more inspiring to powerful ourselves with more spirituality, with more good energy, with uh, with also very beautiful and positive vibes. You know what I mean?
Hmm. What does love mean to you?
I said one thing on my gala, I did the one charity gala, and I said there is not light without love. So it's true. If you have no love, there is no light, and light for me it's everything, no? And so for me, love is almost is everything.
Mm.
Without love, I don't know what what we can do actually.
Exactly. Because without love, you can't really do much, or it's an empty purpose. Um, what has been the most important lesson you've learned so far in your life?
Oh wow, I love this question. Well, what I really learned in this life is that we born alone. I mean, we are born from mother, and of course, family is very important. It's amazing, but I think I learned that it's very important to stay in our own foot, to be always there, ready to you know to go ahead, even if you have problems. You have to work on it. You have to improve it. So the most important thing for me, what I learned, is to love ourselves first. Because by loving ourselves first, then you will be able to love others and to have everything what you want in life.
Exa-
That's what I'm thinking.
exactly, Marco. That is the key. If you cannot love yourself first, you cannot love anything else. And I think so many people have a hard time trying to find out, well, how do I love myself? What do I do? What would be the one thing, the tip you would say to someone who says, Marco, I don't know, how do I love myself? What do you suggest?
So what I'm suggesting is for sure. I think the first thing is to be grateful, because we must be grateful for just the reason that we born. Sometimes that's because we can walk. It's because we still have someone we love near to us. Just because like it's small things. And then another thing I think is very important in our life is never say, okay, I'm too fat, I'm ugly, I'm not so cool. It's not true. That's the wrong way. Sometimes the beauty is coming from inside. The first thing I'm watching from people is not how they look outside. I need to feel a love with something, with the soul. So what I suggest is to feed the soul. Feed the soul. Find the key. What is can make you happy? Can be sport, can be, I don't know, make yourself stronger in somehow, or doing, I don't know, a travel, or try to connect to people that really inspiring doing something that you love. And when you start, when some people sometimes starting and they start to see results, but I think but it's small results. But even when it's a small result, that doesn't mean that is the right way. It's not easy. It's really not easy. I remember first time when I started modeling. I mean, I was lucky, but I not was really lucky, because fashion is very hard industry. There is millions models, there is millions designers, there is millions people want to achieve. But then you should really focus on what you want, and everything is very, very possible, because if I make it, you can do it.
And the great thing you just said is that when we believe, it's a way of believing in ourselves. And I think when we believe in ourselves, everything is possible, but we do it as a team, let's say, effort, that we cannot do it alone. And as we start to trust ourselves and trust the universe and trust whatever you believe in, then you're able to create the miracles that we want to create in any kind of business. And I think that's what I love about you, is that you set your intention. And the first time I met you, I felt this energy of that you were really grateful for this life, but that you were full of passion and joy. And that's what's going to continue to make you strong, whole, and successful in anything you do. So that's the plus side. That would be an added bonus that you have already coming into this lifetime. Um, what was the biggest challenge for you, Marco, that you had to overcome, or that something happened to you and you said, I must keep going?
Well, That was exactly the same day I was decide to leave my hometown because I knew that if I will not leave my family, if I will not leave my town, I cannot make my dreams happen. So the first thing I did, actually, I took the flight one way only. I still remember I finished my school, my high school, and I just fly over to Milan. So, and from there, I was kind of okay. What I do now? I don't know nobody. I don't know what's going on. I have not much money. I don't know where to start. So then I said, okay, let's do it. So, and I'm telling you, it was very difficult at that time. In only 6 months, my only dream was fly to New York and work in New York. So I still remember that after my first campaign for Gianfranco Ferré, exactly 11 years ago, then I flied over to New York and I was lived there for 3 months. And then I was start to travel worldwide. I've been to LA, I've been to Miami, I've been to Shanghai, I've been to Japan, everywhere. And the big challenge was actually to be alone all the time and to know that I will be always with my only luggage to depend on myself only. And I know that if I need something, my family is from other side of the planet, I mean of the world.
Right.
So because since they're not very nearby New York or Japan.
What do you do? I know sometimes life becomes stressful. What do you do to de stress? Is there a ritual exercise? I know you exercise a lot like me, but what do you do that helps you to de stress?
Well, exercise for sure are a good way to do it. But to be honest, meditation is what helped me most. So usually, what I'm doing, I'm listening some pa- uh, some um some some cool music. But this music is very particular. For example, I have one song that I really love. It's called "Love Is the Only Prayer." So it's 16 minutes of music, 16 minutes track that I really love, and I stay there and start to go to my world. I try to connect myself with the universe, and sometimes I do also some stretching, some yoga plays, some yoga positions. That's helping me very very much.
Good. What
So
is your
meditation.
biggest fear if you have one?
To lose someone I love, probably. That is my biggest fear. Like to lose someone like from family. That is probably not my biggest fear. Yes.
Who has influenced you the most in this lifetime, Marco? Family could be a designer, a friend. Who has been your biggest influence?
That is a great question. In family, my grandfather.
Mm,
Yeah, my grandfather. He's really inspired me because he's a great man and he did a lot in his life. In the way that he never was here from he was born, but he was built something beautiful from his knowledges and from his passion. But to be honest with you, inspire me. Well, I don't know if he actually is from this life, from another life. I mean, someone I see in this life, but probably Einstein is one that really inspired me. And actually Tesla a little bit. I don't know why, but this way that they are trying to solve something, to to discover something new. You know what I mean? Like I love it. The way to search for something.
yeah. And I think we're always searching for that foundation or that inspiration. And, I have daily inspirations where I find something I read or I listen to on a podcast and I go, wow, that is really important. So I think it's nuggets of wisdom. And sometimes our grandparents or older people have wisdom that I think all of us need to pay attention to because they've lived more than us, you know. Um,
Yes.
who inspires you musically? Who do you love to listen to?
Oh wow, that's an amazing question. I mean, I like the Coldplay, for example. I don't know why, but don't ask me, but I like them so much. I like Asha Quinn, actually. I can say Asha Quinn is like not really famous, but she have this track "Love Is Only Prayer." I think you should. I don't know if you know, but you must to listen. So yes, them. But then also I like Michael Jackson. So it's different actually.
Yeah,
Different.
yeah. What's your favorite city that you've been to?
My God, that's an amazing question too. Oh my God, I love Doha. I don't know why. I like Doha so much, but I love Japan and I love New York. My God, love actually New York stole my heart somehow. But to pick one, also I love also LA. I've been to Los Angeles, maybe not so only for 3 months,
Uh-huh.
but to love one city for me is so difficult to say which
Well, each
one
each
first.
city has like I love different cities. I love Zurich because certain things. I love Japan because something in Roppongi it reminds me. So there's different things. I've never been to Doha. Now your collection is in Doha, which talk to me about that. How did that happen?
Well, that's happening. It was a miracle actually, and it. I were just walking around the street, and those guys stopped me and asked me for my big color coat, and from there they was ordered me a few pieces. After that, actually, they were stealing my clothing for 3 years, and they never asked who they are or something. I just knew that these guys are from Middle East, and then I discovered that they are the royal family of Doha. It was amazing. So, and by after they invited me to go to Qatar, to Doha, where I did the conference with university, with Virginia Commonwealth University, and by then I opened my pop-up over there, and it was amazing.
Excellent. Yeah, I definitely would like to go to Doha. And maybe we'll go together. That would be great.
Of course, you must to come it. I think you will love Doha. I promise you. Like it's very clean. It reminds me somehow. I don't know why Japan, for
Mm,
the way they are very clean. Wherever you go, everything is clean. You know what I mean? It's
yes.
like you can walk without shoes. I feel, and everything would be super clean, so organized. It's like that's what I love from the city. Like also I love it in Japan. When I arrived to Japan, I remember that I arrived to the airport and you feel silence, calm. So wow.
Everything
If
is
you go
so
to
clean.
exactly, and then if you go to China, everything is dirty. Not everything, but most of the things are kind of dirty or more rumor. But China is also amazing. I love China. I've been in Shanghai, Beijing, but Japan is just I don't know different. I don't know. I feel
It's a
like people
different
are more
vibration. I always tell people everybody should experience Japan just because of the people, the kindness, the energy, the quality is everything is precise but perfect. Not I don't want to say perfect, but perfect in the
almost
sense
there.
yes, yes. Marco, what is your mission of Marco Castelli in this lifetime?
Well, my mission in this life it's definitely to bring, of course, okay, in my career, I think to keep going where I am, to grow more and more, and to bring my brand worldwide for sure. But one of my dream, it's for sure keep with my philanthropy way, with the Heart Met Gala that I started 2 years ago before COVID. It was amazing. I did this gala where, really, next time you must come, Gary. And anyway, I want to keep going with this and do these events around the world where I want to connect beautiful people around with nice energy, with beautiful perspective of life, and share love. That is what I really want, because I feel like if you sometimes we don't need just business money, but we need more, I think, people, good people around you that can share with you the same vibe, the same way of thinking, the same vibration. You know what I mean? Because when I did this gala, what I loved most was the perfect match from me, from the other quest, and the way how we was sharing that night. Because sometimes I think like we need always to live 100% the moment, And I think if you have the right people around you all the time, is the easiest way to do it.
And I think also when we emit that vibration of happiness and joy and love, we really attract those kind of people into our lives. And that's
Exactly.
the most important part. Marco, when you leave this lifetime, this experience, how do you want to be remembered?
Well, I hope they will remember me not just as beautiful guy model, but I hope they will remind me as a guy who tried to do something beautiful in the way of creative, but also in the way that that I tried to help someone else. Because that is the mission actually of my life, to give to someone else, to help someone else. So in that way, probably. So let's say I hope that my iconical way will be that way. So international model, of course, because everyone know me for that. But of course, also for that way, because I think is the way that people can remind you, and maybe to get a better world all the time. So yes.
Yes. Well, I look forward to seeing you again in Milan soon and spending time with you. And I want to thank you for today's interview. I wish you great success and a great rest of your week. And thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you to you, Gary.
I'm Gary
See,
Quinn. Join me for another episode of Ready, Set, Live. Until next time, give yourself permission to be love.